You can beat Help Wanted 2 with only one hand, including the breaker room. But I'm not just going to beat it, I'm going to get all coins, all puzzle pieces, and get every achievement, all of it with only one hand. I started off by removing my controller's battery, which resulted in this. I'm sure that's fine. The rules are simple. I can only use one controller at a time, meaning I can switch remotes to move around the hub, a privilege that I didn't establish in the first few hours of the game. I went around the hub to collect free money that some dumbass left behind. For my first minigame, I chose to save Private Freddy, who got stuck in a freezer while trying to extract the target.
I know I am in good hands.
Actually, it's one hand. First, I must turn the knob on the AC gun to melt the ice on Freddy's arms. Don't ask why only his arms are frozen. I disassembled Freddy so I can extract the target, Jimmy's birthday cake.
A delicious ice cream cake.
A delicious ice cream cake, and replaced it with a different cake. This cake is actually a bomb designed to assassinate Timmy for a crime worse than murder, stealing a lollipop. Under it was also a coin. The first minigame has been completed. Next up is First Aid, where I will be training to become a doctor. I'm joined with Helpy, who will help me with my training by being my patient. But we're not doing this to help injured kids. We are doing this to avoid lawsuits. So after a successful operation, we feed them candy. This candy is actually laced with poison, designed to execute them if they snitch on the company's immoral practice. At least that's what we tell them. Kids will believe anything. After completing the operation, I looked Helpy in the eyes as I ate a piece of candy, giving me my first achievement. I'm glad he didn't overreact. On the second scenario, the vendors resigned from their job, allowing us to be visited by not so friendly guests. Despite this, I completed the level without much issues. In the hub, Mr. Hippo's ex-wife, Mystic Hippo, spoke in riddles. Pressing the red button gives me an achievement, and the yellow one gives me a hint on how to unlock a secret ending. But because of vague messaging, I completely disregarded these until the very end of the game. The second First Aid minigame introduces us to the most hated enemy in all of mankind: ads, which I have to skip using the remote control. I can't believe the company reached a new low. Unlike me, I would never show ads. If I did, an ad would play right now. Even with this increase in difficulty, the First Aid minigames can be beaten very easily with just one hand. The next minigame is Fizzy Faz. Before I start work, I have to sign a waiver form that I carefully read before signing. I'm a fast reader. Just don't ask me to recite what I just read. My objective is to fill up the cup with the listed ingredients. Wait, that's it? This is easy. I'm gonna beat this in no time. It's night 2. This is where I realized that the ingredients are produced by staff bots. You may think hiring AI would make work more efficient, but no. These bots are so advanced, they started demanding rides for more job options and breaks going forward. The bots will randomly stop working, and I must press this button to give them a 5-second power nap. If I don't, the bots will start a revolution to take over humanity. The future of mankind literally lies in my hand. Oh yeah, protein is now a thing. Once again, playing this with one hand doesn't really impact the difficulty, as all you have to do is fill up the cup and press some buttons. The same can be said for the next folder, Food Prep, with the best minigame in the entire game, L-Chips. If you replace the letters I and P with A-M-A-N-E, it spells out L-Shemaines. He was part of Fazbear Entertainment this whole time. A long time ago, Shemaine screamed at me to go back to work, so I finally applied to work at his restaurant. Okay, this is slightly more inconvenient with a single hand. Oops. It's probably fine. My violation of health and safety rules is awarded with an achievement. It looks like the bots now have the right to lunch breaks. The shift was going pretty smoothly until I remembered that the sauce gun was a thing. And to my absolute shock and horror, I was unable to change sauces. I pressed the button while it was on the counter. It didn't work. I tried hitting it with a kettle. It didn't work. I hit it against the microwave. It didn't work. I sent it to therapy. It didn't work. I unleashed its bottle of feelings and emotions. It didn't work. Is this it? I can't change sauces with a single hand, so I'm unable to beat this challenge. It's over. Unless... Remember at the start of the video how my hand froze midair after I removed the battery? If I switch my controllers and take out the battery while holding it in a semi-convenient spot, it will stay there until the end of the level, and I can switch sauces and beat the level while technically using one controller. Oh, shut the fuck. Using my cooking experience and pre-preparation strategy, I made it to the end of the level. I was so good at my job that management sent me to another kitchen, where I have to make pizza and on rare occasions, salads. Nobody likes salads. Unlike L chips, this level is actually doable without having to defy the laws of physics. The next minigame is a carousel. After it was abandoned, it became a tourist attraction for the homeless. Fazbear Entertainment didn't like that, so they sent in Moon to dispose of them. One day before I was hired to fix the ride, they sent me in with spare parts and a flashlight and told me that everything was going to be fine. Luckily for me, the Moon is a descendant of the Foxy bloodline. This fact makes them sensitive to light. This is also why Foxy isn't in security breach. But there was another advantage Moon didn't realize I had, and it's that I played these games before, so I knew exactly what I was doing and fixed the ride. I now have to survive for 1 minute. Using my experience in shining flashlights, I was able to repel Foxy's grandson and survive the level. Returning to the hub, I discovered a gift box with a new piece of merchandise for the Fazbear franchise. I guess their drug operations were making them so much money, they needed more ways to launder it. In order to get the standard ending, I must collect all Fast Force figures by beating every level in the game. Enough fun and games. I must take this seriously. Pirate Adventure 2! A minigame so good, they made a sequel. My other hand is obstructing my view, but it's fine. All I need is raw skill. I can't mess this up. I need to impress my American audience. So I channeled my inner American to fire 2 balls at the same time. This is because my remote has 2 firing triggers, and when I press both of them at the same time, the gun fires 2 balls instead of 1. But shooting these isn't my primary goal. Those would be helpies. Shooting them brings me to a secret section with the most valuable targets and a new variation of the moon, the pumpkin, aka Jacko Moon. I'm not here for the more valuable targets. What I'm actually after is Twitter checkmarks. 3 of them are in the glitched sections, and the last one is on this birthday cake. I got them all, and the ride took me to the acid pool from Deltarune, where I found a treasure chest, and inside was a Foxy plushie. Doing this also gave me an achievement and the ball gun. Alright, it's time to actually get serious by playing my least favorite folder in the game, the sister location. Every brother's nightmare. My first battle was with Ballora. My objective is to make it through that door in 6 minutes. On my first playthrough, I died multiple times. Not because avoiding Ballora was hard, it was because of these little shits. It got so bad I had to watch a tutorial on how to beat the level. But now I'm a changed man. A man who will single-handedly beat this level. I charged forward, crawling faster than God intended. Eventually, I encountered Ballora's minions, which I picked up and threw away as far as possible. After all that, I finally made it to the exit. Wait, why can't I go through? There's an invisible wall. I can't leave.
How sad.
Who? No, it can't be. It's Steel Wool.
You will never beat this level.
Why?
Because I made a bet with Evil MatPat and Scott that you won't be able to 100% this game one-handed. So I'm stopping you from completing this challenge.
You're a monster.
Actually, I'm a Steel Wool.
You're a Steel Wool.
Anyway, enjoy your failure.
God damn you! This is why I hate this folder. I need to think of a solution to beat it. So for now, I'm going after Phaser Blast, which is ran by Carney. I'm not sure why, so I asked the most trustworthy source on the internet. My audience. This person said Lefty left him for Righty. This person misunderstood the post. This person wrote a full explanation on how GFC ruined his life, which led to him opening Phaser Blast. He invested his organs to open it. Meh. Okay, maybe this was a bad idea. My shooting skills were so good, I managed to hit a rocket. I'm sure that's fine. Phaser Blast has been beaten, and my reward was a Phaser Blaster. I continued my journey to Phaser Blast 2, the Cowboy Edition. Here I was introduced to a new gameplay mechanic. Balls. I have to use these balls to hit new targets, like Carney. I now have to juggle between Phaser Blast and balls. But that's not all. You see, there's another reason for why Carney opened up Phaser Blast, so that we can shoot children. By children, I mean plush babies. They have no rights, meaning they can't sue me for armed assault. With that, I was able to beat Phaser Blast 2. The next minigame is Bonkabon, and I may have gotten a little too impatient and started smashing the light bulbs. My crime of vandalism awarded me an achievement, because in life, crimes are achievements too. In this minigame, I'm supposed to hit everything but Helpy's, but as soon as I saw Helpy, I was reminded of his screams that nearly got me killed in the first aid minigame. This memory filled me with rage, so for this round, I only hit Helpy, awarding me with an achievement and death. This time, I forwarded my rage towards Bonbon and his girlfriend, making it to round 2. This is where I was reintroduced to plush babies who came back for revenge. Instead of shooting them, I have to beat the out of them with my mallets. I acquired 166 points, and since I've done it with a single mallet, I get an achievement. It's DJ Music Man time, where I play as a DJ Music Man, copying DJ Music Man's music request. If everything is perfect, DJ Music Man will give me a check mark, implying I did a good job as a DJ Music Man. I had to beat 3 rounds to pass DJ Music Man's level. I did it, proving that I'm a good DJ Music Man. Beating this level awarded me with DJ Music Man, but that's not important because it's time for another DJ Music Man level. This time, I must perfect 5 of the DJ Music Man song requests while fighting off smaller Music Mans with a camera. Using my DJ Music Man skills and intellect, I was able to beat DJ Music Man's level. This awarded me with a tiny Music Man. I got a new gift box, and inside was a Fast Force Foxy figurine. I'm surprised it wasn't DJ Music Man. Now it's time for the level that fills my dreams with nightmares. Bonnie Bowl. I'm not afraid of this level because it's hard or can't be beaten with a single hand. I'm afraid of the achievement called Gobble Gobble Bowl of Turkey. Right, Steelwool likes adding random descriptions for their achievements. To get this achievement, I need to get a strike 3 times in a row. It's just 3 strikes in a row. It can't be that hard. It's very hard. Unless you have a ton of bowling experience, which I do not. So for the next 30 minutes, I tried getting the turkey, and I did come close many times, but ultimately never got it. 2 days later, I came back for more bowling. Instead of restarting when I don't get a strike, I will play it till the end and restart. I'm doing this so I can collect my claw machine prizes, as they are necessary for another achievement. I spent a long time trying to get the turkey, as I was progressively getting more insane. Country roads, kill me now. Including multiple meltdowns. What? That was straight! What the fuck? No, why do you do this? Why? Oh, fuck shit. What a bunch of bullshit. After 1.5 hours, you can hear my live reaction to getting 3 strikes in a row. Is this necessary? Yes! 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 Oh my god, let's go! I sound like this because bowling made me intoxicated with bad emotions. Moving on to the Backstage folder, I chose to do some arts and crafts in the daycare. On the outside, this looks like a normal play place for children, but in reality, this is a trial of life and death For anyone who joined art school, those who pass will become successful artists, and those who fail are executed. This trial is held by Sun and the German government. Luckily, I was the best art student in my school, so I passed. My artwork was so good, I got 2 prizes, the Sun himself and a fast wrench, which I used to open this door and deactivate this thing, allowing me to take off my mask. We were in a simulation this whole time. Can we talk about the facehugger mask for a second? Who made this? Why is it a thing? Was it made so that employees can't clock out early? Hold that thought. I'm currently hungry for some glue. But it's delicious. I'm now in the real world, where I get to play new and harder levels, because real life is harder than a video game. I continued on with my Fizzy Faz journey. This time, I added a secret ingredient to the cup before filling it with the rest and locking down the facility. The drink was so good, I was awarded with GFC's grandparent, DIY Golden Freddy. I probably should have mentioned this. If the bots succeed in starting a union, I can do an emergency shutdown, which resets the bots back to their working state. I'm back to get my doctor's license. The final level of the first 8 trilogy gives me more unique operations to complete, like sawing off Helpy's leg. In my defense, it was already gone, but amputating legs wasn't the only tedious process, because the saw itself hates me and will do anything in its power to not be used. I removed Helpy's leg and used it as a weapon against Crab Baby. It did not go well. Electroshock and another shock! Real medical advice: if you lose your eye, just get a new one. Help Wanted 2 is an accurate game about medical conditions. Like, if someone gets spring locked, they will become immortal, but they won't be able to sue the company for physical and mental trauma because animals don't have rights. I successfully completed all trials. I will now be able to perform surgeries on the animatronics. I then performed trick shots for 3 minutes straight before going backstage to become a makeup artist. This is usually where students end up after passing the art trials. I made the first one beautiful by painting it green. This is very important. After that, I made him look like a Monty fan. Doing this made me realize something. Monty, as an animatronic, doesn't appear in any of the minigames, only in the gallery. He killed Bonnie to take his place, only to not have his own minigame. Good luck walking that off. Oh wait, he can't, cause his entire bottom half is missing. Haha. The hardest part about this level wasn't the fact I was single-handed, but rather it was the lack of space in my room. So I had to be careful to not obliterate my hand, cause beating the game with no hands is actually impossible. Thanks to my experience, I single-handedly beaten the level and recorded my work for TikTok. It went viral, and I became so popular I was hired by her makeup.
Here we make children beautiful, presentable, and socially acceptable.
Should I be concerned about that? It's probably fine. But one thing that isn't fine is the size, which is larger than the observable universe. If I don't pay attention to her, she will fly into a murderous rage and touch me inappropriately. I used a technique called pretending to pay attention. Basically, I position myself in a way that looks like I'm paying attention to, when in reality, I'm looking for items to my left. Oh yeah, pressing the button on accident is very easy. Fucking narcissist. I hope her face gets obliterated by a go-kart. Oh god, I was joking.
I look horrible!
You'll be fine. Despite being blind, can still smell if I'm looking at her or not. Occasionally, she will have a panic attack, and I must use this radio to inflate her ego. This minigame also has new items. Items that sometimes look very different on the monitor. Sometimes I wasn't even sure what I was looking at. What is that?
Look at me!
Despite the challenges, I made it to the end and made presentable. After this, the government ended the art trials, leaving the daycare and Sun to rot. It's time to face the past by returning to the trials that made me what I am today. Looks like the rod has created some new colors that I must utilize for these paintings. This is the part where I wasn't sure if it could be beaten with one hand, because I thought it would be too dark to tell what I was doing. However, the quality of what I was seeing with my headset was slightly lower than the one you currently see right now. You might think that's bad, but actually, it made the game slightly brighter from my POV, so I was able to just barely make out what I was doing. Since these two parts don't have a timer, I was able to take my time and ensure every little detail was perfect, allowing me to complete the entirety of the Backstage folder. DJ Music Man is back! After the Pizzaplex fell into ruin, he retired and started watching TikTok all day, trying his attention span. So I only have 30 seconds to finish his song request while fighting off his children. This level also has an exclusive card track, so unless I get lucky, I have to remember 5 things instead of 4. I swiftly switch between selecting tracks and photographing evidence of attempted murder, just barely making it through some of the rounds. I lucked out on the final round by not having to remember a vehicle and delivered the right song in 10 seconds. Blasting phaser journey continues with a new weapon of mass destruction, the dart gun, that I must use while playing FNAF 1 and shooting the child. Okay, this is definitely harder with a single hand, but as long as I keep Dreadbear's rating above the red line, I'll be fine. After beating the level, I remember that I need to stop Elon Musk's plan to colonize Mars in phaser levels 2 and 3. So I went back and shoot the rockets to create a fire hazard. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. I was about to go after the 3rd rocket until I got trapped in the fake reality. Oh. Huh? Huh? I'm stuck in this reality! No! Can I just get promoted to f***ing beta tester at this point? Restarting the game made my ADHD kick in, making me return to the sister location. Unfortunately, Steel Wool still has this level bugged, unless you, the audience, press the subscribe button to sedate them, so I can finally beat this level. Oh, you're not gonna do it? Well, that's entirely up to you. I cannot force you to subscribe, even if this challenge depends on it. There's nothing I can do. See what you made me do? Bonnie's drowning right now because you refuse to take 3 seconds to press that button. Do it now before I make sure Bonnie never breathes again. Time's ticking. He's gonna drown. Wait, you actually did it? Bonnie, they did. I think he's dead. His noble sacrifice will be remembered, but for now, it's time to finally beat Ballora's gallery.
Ha, you buffoon. That level is still... What's that sound?
Nice. I knew that Steel Wool ASMR would work. I marched on, dragging myself across the floor, while single-handedly... Okay, this joke is getting old. I'll stop using it. I one-handedly launched multiple of Ballora's children across the room, and with less than 50 seconds remaining, I sprint crawled under the door, this time without Steel Wool's interference, and I have successfully beaten the level. Now it's time for the minigame you've all been waiting for. Phaser Blast Replay! Here I was shooting Carney for a minute straight to achieve an achievement. While we're waiting for the rocket, I'll read more of the reasons for why Carney opened Phaser Blast. This person said it was because Afton fired him, so he started his own company to compete with him. It was because he was American. This person wrote a full backstory of love, tragedy, and betrayal, only to ruin it by mentioning GFC at the end because he was bored. I mean, fair enough. It's a rocket! At last, all of Elon Musk's rockets were destroyed. With that, it's time to enter Phaser Blast 4. It's based on FNAF 2, and after nearly 12 years of this franchise existence, we're finally allowed to destroy animatronics by shooting the balloon versions. Someone should really make a FNAF fan game that plays like Requiem. Managing 3 types of weapons with a single hand is especially hard in this level, as the Phaser Blaster is exclusive exclusively used to switch between cameras, opening door and winding the music box, with Dargon being the primary point collector. Of course, we can't forget the child. Despite this, I pushed through and made it to the end. After concluding the balloon genocide, I decided to return to the kitchen to be the final food prep level. The first thing I did was discarding all of Chica's branded foods to show that they are inferior in the food industry, and a random Chica hater sent me a Chica plushie. Wait. Why did the Chica hater have a Chica plushie in the first place? Don't ask questions. This is about one-handed people trying to 100% help wanted too. It wasn't too long until I came across my first issue. Adding the sauce. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't put ketchup on the meat pretzel. Unless I violate the health and safety rules even further by dropping it on the ground. With this strategy, I was able to complete multiple orders until the butter sauce was requested, and the sauce in question sat directly above the trash can that immediately evaporates foods when getting too close. Unbelievable. I completed multiple levels, achieved some of the hardest achievements in the game, and in the end, the one thing that brought this challenge to an end was a trash can. Unless I balance the camera that doesn't despawn for some reason on the trash can and use it as my tray. This is the power of being the greatest FNAF player that's ever lived. Before you accuse me of having a giant ego, remember that Roxanne exists. Go talk about her. She wants attention anyway. I flawlessly completed multiple orders. Ignore the part where I didn't know Chica Chuggy was a blender beverage. Using my side-eye strategy and swift reflexes, I completed orders before the Squid Game bots reached me, and thus I have successfully beaten the entirety of food prep. Bonbon Genocide 2. This time, the company reduced the usage of electricity to save money. Despite that, I was so good, I hit a glitch trap plushie and broke the game. This opened the hardware with 4 wires and a code. Inputting it backwards gave me a Bonnie plushie and allowed me to keep playing with a massive infestation of Helpies. I made it to the end with nearly double the amount required to win. With nearly every other folder finished, it's finally time to face the 2 breaker levels. Before I do this, I have a confession. I never played anything else in this folder besides Ballora's Gallery. So when I heard that beating these 2 levels requires 2 hands, I thought it was impossible. So at first, I went in with 2 hands. In the end, this was the level that ended the one-hand run, because some of the generators require 2 levers to be held down at the same time. Therefore, 100%ing Help Wanted 2 one-handed was impossible. Is what I thought until I saw a video by this guy who was doing the same challenge. This is where I learned something big. Removing the battery from the remote doesn't just freeze the hand. It freezes its last action too, meaning if I remove the battery while pushing the lever, it should freeze it in place. Armed with this knowledge, I set up a camera and returned to the hub, where I went in with a single controller. The first thing I did was move Freddy's nose. Then, while pushing the lever, I removed the battery, then switched to my left controller. After ensuring that Freddy can't touch me inappropriately, I looked for levers that require dual charging. After those were fully charged, I switched back to my right controller and reinstalled the battery. I repeated this process 2 more times until all of the dual breakers were fully charged. All that was left were single lever breakers, and with that, the first breaker room was beaten. It's Yendo time. This level plays exactly the same as the last one, except Yendo is slightly harder to see. Using the same method, I charged all of the breakers and successfully completed the second breaker room while using 1 controller at a time. With the breaker levels completed, I dove straight into the office level. The face entered, whose main goal is to touch me and steal my identity. Who knows, maybe he'd be a better YouTuber than me. I should give him a chance in his dreams. Even though I never played this level before, I was able to beat it first try. Instead of continuing down this path, I returned to first aid for some unfinished business, specifically for the achievement which required requires me to do every possible task. What are those tasks? Oh, it's nothing too crazy. First one, I must cut open Helpy's skull to expose his brain so I can replace the chip. Then I must open his chest and replace one of his lungs. See? He's fine. Before going into this challenge, I watched Doko's playthrough and he said this.
You don't just have to beat it, you have to kill all of the animatronics that spawn in the level.
This is false, because Toy Freddy always jump scared me, I failed to shoot Mango, I never encountered Foxy, and yet the place was still set on fire. Because the real reason Carney opened Phaser Blast was to burn it down for insurance fraud. The only flaw in his plan was that he himself perished to the fire. The only survivors of the fire, a Springtrap cutout and the child. I must use my balls to expose balloons under his skin. Popping them all reveals the final target on Springtrap's heart. Shooting it defeats him and the Fastgate folder is completed with a memory plush. The final plush is hidden in the Puppet Master level, where inputting 1983 in the drawer awards me a puppet plushie. This is why this level is called Puppet Master. Here we must face against more children. Why does this game love childlike enemies? Why can't we have more reasonable enemies like Freddy, Shemaine's Mexican business partner, and Helpy? He isn't a child, he's just vertically challenged. Thanks to child worship, the mini arenas and Biddy Babs became spoiled brats who think murder is funny. So whenever I see them on the cameras, I must discipline them with 4 superpowers. Despite my handicapped state, this level was pretty easy. Back to the Carousel. Yeah, it's still on fire. Why am I still working for these people? Oh, cause they threatened to expose me for all the times I jaywalked across the busy highways while shooting the cars with my rocket launcher. Wait, maybe I shouldn't have said that. This time, I have to fix even more stuff while a pissed off Moon is trying to tickle me. Have you forgotten that I am a flashlight expert? Jesus Christ, they even kidnapped Santa. After obtaining all of the DIY plushies, a glitched coin spawned into existence. Allow me to play Princess Quest and get the secret ending. But first, I must complete all of the mini-games, otherwise my OCD will shatter my mental health. The penultimate minigame of Sister Location has us facing the Funtime Gang. When you hear the name Funtime Gang, your first thought might be a music band from the 80s or a group of friends enjoying life in their early 20s for as long as they can. But in reality, it's a group of animatronics who are out for blood. Why? During the Bonkabon minigame, I may have hit Bonnet a little too hard, resulting in her death. Most of the animatronics are currently at her funeral, while others, like Funtime Foxy, Freddy, and Bonbon, are here to avenge her. Funtime Freddy is too depressed to attack me, so all he does is sending in Bonbon at random times. Funtime Chica is also here, not to avenge Bonnet, but to get back her cupcake after I stole it. But since I want to sell it on eBay, I must survive the night while making sure she doesn't get it back by moving it to the opposite side of the desk from where she is. Funtime Foxy joined the Avengers gang, but since I don't want to get cancelled on Twitter, I will refer to it as they. They will leave their cove in multiple stages, and when they do, I must close both doors as they can come from either way, and they are fucking fast. I made it to the end with cupcake in hand, which I sold on eBay for an achievement. I returned to the Carousel, not because I like fixing it, but so I can throw the pumpkin into Moon's face. Only 3 minigames remain. Wait, I missed one. This level is called Endo Warehouse, which takes place in a warehouse with Squid Game endos. The first thing I did was capture evidence of the endos trying to murder me. But I need to capture 2 endos in the same picture to increase my lawsuit payout. I did it and sued Fazbear Entertainment for an achievement and a $4 coupon. To follow the recent trends, the company decided to make their own AI model that must be trained with a memory game. This is how AI is trained in real life. Conveniently, for every stage, I get 2 hints to reveal the cards again. With that, I successfully taught the AI everything it needs to know and will be announced at the next Macroslop showcase. I returned to the Pirate Adventure, where my shooting was so good I obtained the Admiral rank, giving me an achievement. Shemaine is getting mad at me again for not working, so I applied for a job, and the interview will be held by Circus Baby. I'm sure that's fine. I was recording my voice at the time, so you can hear my live reaction to meeting Baby for the first time.
When the lights go out,
I faced so many plush babies that I became allergic to them.
I will be the boss, and you will be the worker.
Can we switch? I'm a great boss. My employees tried to kill me only 12 times.
Red light, green light.
Holy shit, it's actually Squid Game. Bring it on! Plush babies.
Yes, my favorite hitman. Get his ass.
Hyper speed! You'll never take me alive!
Hide and seek.
Hell yeah, I was a hide-and-seek champion until I played it with my father. We started playing when I was 5. I still haven't found him yet. Here, I must find plush babies on the cameras and shock them. This is because Baby as a parent is too lazy to discipline them, showing just how doomed this generation is.
Flashlight tag.
I must face against a wave of plush babies like in Help Wanted 1. At least this time it's easier not.
Yeah,
You won't get me this time! Oh yeah, they can spawn in the office. I knew that. I just wanted to give Steel Wool false hope.
What?
With the power of determination, I successfully evaded Steel Wool's hit women.
You gotta be
I'm one-handed. Why don't you come see for yourself? Oh fuck! This ice cream tastes like it was used to lure children. The shift ends with Baby staring into my soul. I think Roxanne would love this job. Since I don't want to see any more plush babies, I decided to file a resignation letter and return to my old job at Fizzy Faz. Night 4 introduces us to contamination. If an ingredient is maxed out, it will spoil, and the whole thing will be rendered useless. To combat this, I used a new strategy. Whenever an ingredient is about to be maxed out, I pour it into the cup and trash it. This is equally effective at repelling Chica. Sometimes, the ocean in Killer and Purple 2's Utah finally dried up, leaving behind a ton of salt, which is now part of the Fizzy Faz facility. Because of that, I was able to give everyone a break, which gave me the everyone's favorite boss achievement. See, I told you I was a good boss. It's time for the final minigame, Fizzy Faz Night 5. This takes place in the future, where all of the stab bots became old. They went and protested for higher paychecks. In the end, the bots and the company reached a compromise by allowing them to have even more breaks. You know, this whole time I haven't realized that the drinks I'm making actually have names like Nighttime, Grape, Wither, Cancer Cure, and the Nixon Special, which is made with 3 sugars and 2 caffeines. This game knows me so well. Occasionally, the manager will show up to give me the executive order. If I don't fulfill his request, he will get so mad he will break the laws of physics and jump scare me through the door. You can hear my live reaction when that happened. Okay. What? I closed the fucking door! This makes no sense. Okay, this makes no sense. After dying one more time, I gave in and fulfilled his order, allowing me to march on and complete the final minigame. Oh yeah, I forgot about the Fast Force figurines. I got the puppet and completed my collection, awarding me the final present. This resulted in Glitch Trap emerging from the pod while I am executed by demon stab bots, giving me my first ending. I have beaten Help Wanted 2 with only one hand, but now it's time for the grand finale. I used the glitched coin to play Princess Quest 4. Playing this with one hand is hard, but not impossible. I positioned myself in a strategic way to fight Glitch Trap's minions. I probably could have just walked past them, but my murderous rage wouldn't let me. I reached myself. You might have noticed that I'm playing this with my left hand. Like in the hub, you can only move with the left controller. Here, I was able to use the sword and move without having to switch controllers. I fought my way through the hordes like an average Skyblock player until I reached the graves. Here, I used the guide to figure out in which order I must light the flames. Chica, Foxy, Freddy, Bonnie, Golden Freddy, Puppet. This unlocked a secret area with a chest, and inside was a Bonnie mask. Pop Ghost was canon this whole time. I made it to the end, and the old man awarded me a Vanny mask and the Glitch Trap plushie before letting me into the sister location elevator, where I was brought to Vanny. I handed over the plushie as a peace treaty, which turned into Glitch Trap, who was then crushed by Vanny, bringing me to the second ending. With that done, only 4 achievements remain. 2 tasks in the first aid minigame remained. Those were scrubbing feces and fixing a bump on Helpy's head. 3 achievements remain. I went to the pizza kitchen and stuffed my face with as many french fries as possible. 2 achievements remain. Well, technically 1, since the final achievement is obtained by getting all of the other achievements. All I need to do now is get every claw machine prize. The fastest way to get all prizes was by doing the first level of the first aid minigame, as I was able to beat the level in around 1.5 minutes. I'm 1 victory away from getting all of the achievements. Here we go. Who's that? Oh no.
This is where it all ends, Nixon. I bet it's $2 million against you. If you finish this level, I will become bankrupt. The FNAF franchise will collapse.
Don't try stopping me, Steelwool, because I will do it.
What? What will you do?
I will call Steam support.
You wouldn't dare. If I see that hand go anywhere, I will shoot you.
Okay, how about this? If you let me finish the game, I will give you the $4 Fazbear coupon.
What? What the fuck? How can you expect me to accept that when $2 million is on the line?
ASMR attack!
Ha! You buffoon. I adapted to this cheap trick. It no longer affects me, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. Me.
At last, I got the final prize and the last 2 achievements. I have 100%ed Help Wanted 2 with only 1. Wait. There's still one last thing I need to do. I need to get all coins and puzzle pieces. I went in and got all of the puzzle pieces. After that, I returned to the Puppet Master level where I typed in 1979 and got a secret plushie. This unlocked the mimic in the gallery. To show my hatred, I threw an object into his face and he got so mad he telepathically opened the exit door so I can leave. I actually haven't seen this part before, so you can hear my live reaction to completing the puzzle.
What the fuck?
Taking off the mask brought me to a van with a Mexis machine. I typed in the address on the mailbox to unlock the final ending.
He's back! Nixon! Alright? Oh.
I concluded the challenge by donating all of my coins to Candy Cadet, and with that, I 100%ed Help Wanted 2 with 1 hand.